Hi guys, my name is Blake Blossom and welcome to my official YouTube channel. I figured it would be a wonderful start to the channel to do a get to know me. So I'm going to answer some of the most asked questions I get all the time and let you know a little bit about me. My favorite place I've ever traveled. Ooh, I've been to a lot of pretty cool places within the last year, but I did go on a cruise by myself to the Bahamas for 5 days. Woo! Wow, I think the Bahamas is probably my favorite. Some things I like to do for fun are definitely Pilates. I love reformer Pilates. And I also love yoga. I like doing all types of yoga. I've done yin, I've done, more energetic, but I think my favorite yoga is actually Kundalini yoga. So if you've ever practiced Kundalini yoga, let me know and maybe I'll bring you guys to a yoga class sometime. I had to do my first Black Friday at this store and it was absolutely terrifying. And all these older ladies were yelling at me because I didn't know what coupons they had and their coupons weren't scanning. And we had a line out the door because everybody's trying to buy their Christmas stuff. And I remember this one lady, she wanted to buy like 15 of these like electrical plug-in garlands. And I'm like, ma'am, I'm sorry, but I don't think we have 15, let alone can sell you 15 because, we're having such big sales today. And she yelled at me. Yes, I'll never forget you. But yeah, after that, I started working at GNC. So that was an interesting clientele also to get used to because it's a lot of people who are very knowledgeable in bodybuilding and supplements and nutrition and, wellness. They all thought that I was very underqualified to be there and would frequently get angry at me if I didn't know exactly what the supplement did. So I would be like on my phone like, what does creatine do? And yes, so that was also a crazy, crazy, crazy learning experience. But while I was working at GNC, I would get a lot of my nannying clients from there because, single dads or, families would come in with their kids. And I'm just such a kid like lover and I just always mess around with them and talk to them. And so I thought, maybe I should get out of retail and start being a nanny full time. So I started on care.com and I had all these fun, wonderful children that I would watch, and we would do lots of chores. We would clean our room, we would clean the house so that when the parents come back from date night, it's not a complete tornado torn through the house. But yes, I ate a lot of microwavable mac and cheese, a lot of chicken nuggets, a lot of applesauce. And I will never forget watching Coco 10 times a day for 3 months straight. So yes, I am very well versed in the Coco lore. No more Coco for me. Some things that make me laugh the hardest are definitely jump scares. When I watch other people get scared, that makes me laugh. But sometimes when I get scared from a jump scare, like somebody jumping out at me from behind a wall or on these Halloween horror nights and such like that, I would be so terrified that I would just laugh and laugh and laugh and be laughing at myself of how ridiculous this is. But some other things that really make me laugh would be SpongeBob and old Vine references. Oh my gosh, me and my friends, we used to just see how many Vines we could repeat from memory. And we would do these little competitions. But I also love Adventure Time. Adventure Time always makes me laugh. Peppermint Butler is my favorite. I do like the Banana Guards, and I like Jake and Finn. Whatever. Peppermint Butler is where it's at, okay? Love a little pep butt. I would have to say my favorite TV show at the moment. This one's a little hard. Ooh, my favorite TV show. Ooh, Squid Game is so good. And I've watched Squid Game about 3 times all the way through now. It's just such a compelling story, and I love the twists and turns that the writers did, and I just love their set design as well. And it looks like they're actually on this island, like taking part in these games, and I really believed it, which I love about TV shows is when I feel like, wow, these people are really suffering or going through it. But some other shows I really like are Twin Peaks. Love Twin Peaks. David Lynch, may he rest in peace, was an absolute genius. That show is so confusing. I couldn't even try to explain the plot to you. But I think of that little guy dancing with the red curtain and the checkerboard floors. I think of him often, very often. And as far as my favorite animated shows, I really love Adventure Time. I love SpongeBob, especially the first 3 seasons. There is no joy like watching Krusty Krab. Pizza is the pizza for you and me. And Squidward, if you're watching, be kinder to SpongeBob. What is wrong with you? My favorite television character, ooh, I do love Peppermint Butler, but if I had to really pick my favorite character, would have to be Mac from CSI New York, and just his intensity and just his level of care that he gives towards the victims in the show. And I just love the storylines they gave him as well. And I may or may not have seen him in LA before in person. I'm pretty sure he was in a car driving by me in this one neighborhood. And I almost cried because I was like, oh my God, that's Mac from CSI. And then when I got to set, I was telling everybody, like, oh my God, I saw Mac from CSI. And they're like, who is that? And I said, Lieutenant Dan from Forrest Gump. And then everybody knew it. So I guess CSI New York might be a little more niche than I thought. I love Sanrio characters. I love Hello Kitty. I probably have 6, maybe 7.
Along with the phrase,
Sickly.
6, 7.
Yeah.
Of these little Hello Kitty plushies. 2 I got in Hawaii, and they're like tan, and one of them's wearing like a little pineapple outfit. Ah, gorgeous and just so cute. I love her. But I did used to watch the Hello Kitty show when I was younger, and I know she has, is it her boyfriend or her man? I don't know, Dear Daniel. Love Dear Daniel and his little hair. Ah, he's so cute. But I think out of all the Sanrio characters, I have another favorite that I might like more than Hello Kitty. Ah! Can you guess? I'll tell you. Pochacco! I love Pochacco, and I love his cute little banana ice cream, and thank goodness they gave him a shirt. Thank goodness. But I think he should be #1 every year in the Sanrio competition, because there's some other people that I don't really like in the competition. But I also like Karimi-chan as well. Just he's like a little piece of salmon nigiri. Gorgeous. Or maybe he's just a little piece of salmon, no rice. But he has these beady little eyes and a little smile and his little body. And then the salmon like comes over to the side. Oh, he's so cute. Okay, so there is one character that makes my blood boil. Okay, and I don't know why people like this character, whatever, but it's Cinnamoroll. I don't know, it's just something about this little dog and its little uwu mouth and its floppy ears. Okay, I used to think Cinnamoroll was a rabbit. Okay, then I had to do more research and investigation into this person. But I just don't like them. I don't like their personality. I don't like the way he's drawn. I don't care that he flies. And Pochacco is way better. There are no redeeming qualities of Cinnamoroll. Maybe, I can't even remember if Cinnamoroll has lashes or not. But if Cinnamoroll has lashes, maybe that'll be a redeeming quality. But I'm just not a Cinnamoroll girl. I'm really not. I'm a Pachaco baby through and through. My morning routine can definitely differ. If I'm traveling, I will try and stay in bed as long as I can till the very last second. And then I'll get up and probably scroll on TikTok for like an hour. I have such a good curated TikTok feed to the point where I'm 1,000% sure that it's listening to me, and there's probably cameras that are watching me, because sometimes I get really specific videos of stuff that I was just talking about. Or I have this Alice in Wonderland picture on my wall, and I got an exact ad of this exact art. And it was very weird, but I love it. So after I'm done scrolling on TikTok, I guess I'm not much of a breakfast eater. It depends on how I'm feeling and what I have to do that day. But I'll probably take a shower. I love doing body scrubs and face scrubs. And if I have to do my own hair, I'll do my hair, I'll do my makeup. I love makeup so much. I love cosmetics and the industry in general. I love everything about, wellness and stuff like that. So I love these little toner pads. I think they're from MediHeal, or it's Medicube. I have pads from both of them, but I love putting them on my face, and I'll just put one on my forehead, one on each cheek, and I'll just let it soak in until it dries. So I try to do that every day. But I don't wear much jewelry either, so I don't really have to like clean any jewelry or switch it out or anything like that. But then I probably have to jet set off and get going, so I don't make my bed, I don't clean anything in the morning. I pretty much rush and procrastinate. Ooh, this is a big debate for me. Coffee or tea? See, I love tea because just the flavor complexity and the different profiles you get from the different teas. I love green tea. I'm not a big fan of matcha, but I don't even know if that's really tea. Maybe it is, let me know. But I love like white tea and black tea. I love it when it's also infused with fruit. I love hibiscus tea as well. I'm not a big fan of like chamomile or like the sleepy time teas. It's just not for me. I like a very citrusy, floral, fruity, yummy tea with lots of sugar, no milk. So I would probably prefer tea over a coffee, but I think that's just because coffee can make my stomach hurt a little bit. I had an allergy test done, and it said that I was actually allergic to coffee. So since then, 3 years ago when I found this out, I've really cut out of my diet all the coffee, but it also makes me sweat. Gosh. Ooh, but I will say when I'm in Miami, I drink a little cafecito. Cubano coffee. I love that. But you'll see me add like a quarter cup of sugar to that thing because, ooh, that bitterness just, not for me. So, coffee or tea? Tea. I would have to say my perfect lazy day. I mean, I could just bed rot all day and just scroll on TikTok for like 10 hours straight and like watch people's lives. But I think if it was the perfect lazy day, I would already have like some type of soup or maybe some sushi that I have like left over from the night before. I would have that in the morning in bed while I watch my YouTube or movie or show, whatever I'm watching. And then, I mean, I'd probably take a bath if I was being real lazy, but I like to do a lot in my baths. I like to add different tea concoctions and different flower petals and different Epsom salts and different essential oils. So it can get quite tedious to do a bath, but I really want to make my own bath bombs one day. And then after a bath, maybe, I I think I would just want to scroll through the movies and see what horror movies are out or what new shows, thriller and mystery shows that I haven't watched yet. So I might start a new show on this perfect lazy day. And then for dinner, probably Uber Eats because I'm being lazy. And yes, I do use priority delivery. Sometimes they take forever, okay? I don't care if it's $3, $2, $1. I will do priority delivery. My go-to comfort food. Ooh. This one could be controversial because I do love and was kind of raised on like frozen and canned foods. I love Stouffer's. And the Bertolli pastas that you like heat up in a pan. I love that stuff. It really reminds me of growing up. And ramen I would cook the ramen with the packet in the water. Then I would drain off this like broth. And then I'd put like 2 tablespoons of butter in there and like let it melt up in there and maybe put some pepper in there, but maybe not. Just depends on how I'm feeling that day. But I also love corned beef hash. The Hormel one, I love that one. I don't care, I'll do the low sodium one or the regular, whatever they have. But I also really love SpaghettiOs with meatballs. They make me feel so comforted and like I'm back at my house growing up. Staying in or going out? Whew! I think I would probably prefer to go out just because I'm probably already staying in all day. But yes, I love going out. I don't care if I have to go out by myself and go see a movie, or I've gone bowling by myself before, or I like doing pottery as well. So sometimes I'll do that. But yes, I love seeing people and I love buying things and shopping. So going out. Some things that have inspired me to make content is just watching other people make content, and sometimes it's not funny or not good, and I think, oh, I could probably do that way better and get way more people to laugh and, you know, bring more joy to people, because I feel like sometimes the content people put out is just so like fake and it's not very well thought out, or there's like a deeper level that they could go into it with, and they choose not to. So sometimes that really confuses me. But yes, consuming lots of content makes me want to make content. The most challenging part of what I do is probably the judgment. Yes, judgment is a really strong thing that can really affect someone, and to have a shield up and to be strong enough to not absorb that judgment, but also acknowledge that, okay, this person is probably projecting, or maybe they, you know, have a very small view on how things work in their world, or they're in a bubble of sorts, and maybe they don't even know better. But judgment it's definitely very challenging, but that's why we have dark humor. Thank you so much for watching, and I would love for you to consider subscribing to my channel. And if you loved this video, please give me a thumbs up and comment below.